What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So today we're going to talk about early access downloads that are now live, not only for Black Ops 6's Season 5 update, but also for Battlefield 6's beta. So yes, surprisingly, not only is all the competition that's going on ramping up, but even early access downloads are starting to appear at the same time for both games. But anyways, I'm going to go over each one. First, we'll talk about Battlefield, then we'll talk about Call of Duty, everything to expect, how to download the update, and all of that good stuff. So if you do find the video informative or helpful at any point, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. At around 8 a.m. today, early access downloads for Battlefield 6's beta went live, and this is available for all platforms. So as long as you were able to get yourself a beta code for the early access period, and the ways to do that were be a participant in Battlefield Labs, you got a Twitch drop, or you watched the Battlefield 6 Twitch streamer on August 7th for around 30 minutes, and that gave you a drop through Twitch. Now, after redeeming that code and getting it on whatever platform, you are now able to begin the download right now in preparation for the beta going live on August 7th. Now, the file size for pretty much every platform is around 38 to 39 gigabytes. So assume it's around 40 gigabytes for the entire thing. Now, depending on your platform, you're going to need to download it from a different place. So I'll have the links down in the description. So for the PlayStation Store, for Xbox, as well as Steam. For the EA app, you have to just navigate through the EA app, search up Battlefield 6, and then you'll be able to download it. But after you download it, you can actually load the app up right now, which is pretty cool. Usually Call of Duty doesn't let you do stuff like that, but you're able to load it up, listen to the main menu music, and then change your settings, adjust, and prepare for August 7th. So they say early access begins August 7th. Lock and load soldier. Early access begins on August 7th. Open beta is live on August 9th to the 10th. And then weekend 2, August 14th to the 17th. And then as you see at the top, it says play, the settings, and it's like very limited in what you can do. You can see your friends online on the right hand side and that typical stuff. And then you can also navigate through and see the settings. So if you want to adjust your settings before you jump into the game, or just so that way you don't waste any time messing around with the settings and you can get into the action as soon as it goes live. But that's a cool feature. Now, alongside that, there's a couple of things to know. So they did show us what content is going to be available. Charlie Intel posted this. They said early access begins August 7th. For weekend 1, August 9th to the 10th, the maps that are going to be available are Iberian Offense, Liberation Peak, Siege of Cairo, and the modes that are going to be available is Conquest, Close Weapon Conquest, Breakthrough, Domination, and King of the Hill. Now, when it comes to weekend number 2, they're going to do an update to it. So from the 14th to the 17th, all the week 1 maps that we talked about. Then they're also going to add Empire State. For the modes, all the week 1 modes that we talked about. Then they add Rush, Squad Deathmatch, and then even more. So there's going to be a couple more surprises that they're going to be adding within the beta. Now, they mentioned this is going to be their biggest beta ever. Chances are, if it's as successful as many people assume it's going to be, they may extend it a little bit. I've seen games do that in the past. Call of Duty's also done that in the past, where they may give you an extra couple of days. They may throw in 1 or 2 extra modes or maps just as a way of saying thank you for all the support and keep the hype continued and going strong, right? But alongside that, as soon as the beta goes live, there's also different types of rewards that you can unlock in game. So first off are the Twitch drops. So if, say, you're not playing the early access, you're at work, whatever the reason may be, you can watch someone else play it with drops enabled, and you can earn the Shattered Vehicle skin, the Mimic Weapon package, Landslide Soldier skin, and the Imperial Soldier skin, which they don't show us exactly what those look like, but it's going to be from the 7th all the way to the 17th in terms of throughout the launch of the beta. Now, at the same time, there's also the actual beta rewards for playing the game. So weekend 1, it begins on the 9th to the 10th. You can unlock the Seeker Soldier skin, the All-Terrain Soldier skin, and more. There's also the Dominion Weapon package and the Lights Out Player card background. I'm assuming this is going to be level-based, so depending on the level that you reach, you'll be able to unlock these items. And then weekend 2, you get the War Machine Vehicle skin, the Bat Company dog tag, and the Striking Distance Weapon package. So a couple of days ago, PlayStation Game Size posted this, and he said that Call of Duty has a new update, Call of Mid Update 1.77 added to the database. There's BO6 campaign packs in here, so I'm not entirely sure why. There's also Warzone packs, and then it says Season 5 and the Battlefield beta also begin on the same day. So he's sort of showing the competition here. But anyways, other than that, the download did go live earlier this morning for Battle.net users. Usually Battle.net does get these downloads first, and it's around 27 to 28 gigabytes. Depends if you have Warzone downloaded, multiplayer, campaign, zombies, etc. So this is what the update is going to be in terms of the size. Obviously, if you're on PlayStation, Xbox, I've seen it be double the size. So it's completely random what size you guys are going to get. Could be around 30 or 40, I would assume. Maybe 30 is like the biggest size. Now, here's what this update is going to be bringing in. So first off, there's going to be a big Call of Duty HQ update. Now, what this means is that they're going to be removing MW2, MW3 items from Call of Duty HQ. Right now, they did force you to uninstall the games, and now you can re-download them as standalone Call of Duty titles. But then they mentioned on August 7th, they were going to be deleting legacy content. We don't know what they're talking about when they mean legacy content. I'm thinking maybe like random miscellaneous things, but they did specifically state it's not going to be operator skins, it's not going to be weapon blueprints. There's the fear that people thought when they remove MW2 and MW3 from Call of Duty HQ, that meant that all the Warzone content is going to be altered, right? So that means all the MW2, MW3 weapons and the rewards and the operators and everything is going to be removed from Warzone, which that's not going to happen. Definitely not. Maybe will happen when Black Ops 7 launches so they can clear some space. But at the moment, we don't know what they mean by legacy content. We'll find that out once we get closer to launch or when the update actually goes live. But that's the first thing to expect. Alongside that, there's also all the new Season 5 content that's going to be available in day one. One of those things is the Easter egg quest that they're going to make available for only 1 week that I talked about yesterday. And I feel like this is a way to sort of counter Battlefield because during the whole first week of Season 5, obviously Battlefield has their beta going on. So Call of Duty did say that there's going to be a limited time satellite hijack Easter egg quest that you can complete only for a limited time of 7 days. So 7 days from the update. So from the 7th to the 14th. And then after that, you're no longer going to be able to get whatever the reward is, which I'm assuming is a weapon blueprint. So that's going to be the first thing that's available on the first day. There's also going to be the Zombies update, so you have the new Zombies Reckoning map. They did drop a brand new intel drop related to it, so they went over the brand new Wonder Weapon, the Janus Tower. They didn't talk really much about the storyline or the Easter egg. They pretty much kept that under wraps, but they just mentioned that it's going to have cool features. For example, there's going to be a gravity room, so there's a room with a particle accelerator. Occasionally, it will turn gravity off, so you're pretty much just floating in the air, shooting at zombies that are also floating in the air. They also talked about the Uber Klaus that has two different stages. So the first stage is he's like all huge and big, and then you eliminate him, and then it opens up like the core version of the robot, so robot within a robot, and they talked about that. Then they also mentioned the Wonder Weapon has a couple of different stages, so 3 different levels, the base one, then there's also the green and then the blue one, and they do different effects or small different splash effects and damage and things like that. And then that is pretty much what they went over. Now tomorrow there's obviously also going to be the Battle Pass blog post, so that's something else to expect with the Season 5 update, that we have a brand new Battle Pass coming in. Then there's also alongside that Black Cell, new store updates. We have the brand new maps that are going to be launching within the first day. Some of the modes will be available on day one, others won't. There's also going to be the Warzone Stadium update, which will also be available on day one. So there is quite a bit of content to look forward to, but the main question that I want to leave you guys off with is, will you be playing the Battlefield 6 beta on that day, or will you be playing Black Ops 6? I know you can play both of them, but I'm curious to see which one you're going to play first. Anyways, that is all that I have for you guys here in today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys back on the channel again. Peace.